Good morning. It is 10 a.m. on a Sunday, February 12th, 2023, and I'm coming to you with another video. I wanted to talk again about what I spoke about yesterday, which was the subject of depression and how it is actually caused by the words that you say to yourself on a daily basis, specifically harsh, critical, negative words that you say to yourself on a daily basis. And I wanted to say that words are very powerful. Words have power. Even in the creation of the world, if you read the Bible, it says, and God said, let there be light. So even like this, it was spoken. The first sentence in the Bible, is the power of the word. And you can say, oh, well, that was God speaking. It's not me. How dare you compare yourself to God? I'm not comparing myself to God. In this sense, I am saying there is power in words. And those words that you repeat in your mind become beliefs. And there's power in belief as well. People want to know, what would make somebody strap a bomb to themselves, in a suicide bomb mission. It's the power of their belief. They believe that, they will be rewarded for their action in the next life. And for someone that didn't have that belief, it didn't have the power over them. So my point in bringing this up is that most of us, and most of the time, we are not conscious of the words that are going on in our minds, or the words that are coming at us, on TV, in our households, at our workplace, especially now. Like, there's so many words coming at us from all directions, from our phones, from the TV, from the billboards. Even if you're just reading the words, there's a lot of information coming at us. I like to say it's in the air, with all the cell phones and the invisible web, of all that connects us. I said there's a lot of I'm thinking of all the shouting and cursing that's going on between people fighting over text, those angry texts that are going through the airwaves. And we can't see them, but they're there. There's just something to think about. But something that I learned also in my training was that the most important words that you hear are the ones that you tell yourself. So I wanted to talk today I wanted to bring up the question, how do you talk to yourself? And I don't talk to myself. That's crazy. Only crazy people talk to themselves, Deb. Like me, like right now, I'm talking to myself to an invisible audience that is not there, but someone's going to watch this, so maybe. But the power of the words you say to yourself over and over and over, I want you to look at those today. Just for today, I want you to just listen. Listen to the voice that goes on in your head. Oh, I'm such an idiot. How could I forget that? I'm so forgetful. I'm so clumsy. I'm so something. We all have, and then ask yourself, how would you feel if would you date someone that talked to you the way you talk to yourself? Would you be best friends with someone that talked to you the way you talk to yourself? Or would you talk to your best friend that way? Well, some of you do. And I'm sure somebody say, yeah, I tell my friends the truth. I tell everybody the truth. I tell them what an idiot they are. And they thank me for it. But what I will say is that critical words will always diminish you and others. Critical words wither and diminish. And praising words, praising, like you did good, you're gonna do better, very positive messages are building. So are you building yourself up in your mind, or are you tearing yourself down? And I think for myself, I know that I always felt I needed to guard against being too confident Because my mom would always say that it was conceited. You know, she said, I don't want you to get a big head. She'd always say, I don't want you to get a big head. I don't want you to be too full of yourself. That was, to her, it was repulsive for, you know, any kind of self-praise. It seemed, you know, if I liked my hair that morning, I say, doesn't my hair look good, Mom? She, oh, if you do, or my hair looks good today. Well, if you do say so yourself. Oh, no, I better not be too conceited. I'm liking myself a little too much. I better take myself down a few pegs in case someone else does it for me. But I definitely learned at a younger age that to guard against to say nice things about myself, because I didn't want other people to think, oh, that Deb, she's so conceited. She thinks she's all that. Look at her. She just thinks she's all that. So I'm like, oh, I better. It's like I almost made myself think less of myself so that I wouldn't become conceited, even though I didn't think that I had anything to be conceited about necessarily, at least not in the, you know, in the way that I saw the others did. You know, I definitely didn't see myself as the prettiest girl in the class or anything like that, nor did I want to be. I didn't want to be the prettiest girl in the class because I saw how much the other people hated her, the other girls hated her for being so pretty. But you also don't want to be the not pretty girl in the class either. So it's just like, you just want to be pretty enough. Just pretty enough. That would be nice. Just make me pretty enough. And then people will love me, you know. So there again, it goes back to looking for other people's words. But what I found is it didn't matter how many times I heard, Deb, you're pretty, or you're beautiful, you're sexy. You know, no matter how many times you hear that from someone else, you can always say, well, they're only saying it because they want to be my friend, they want something more than friendship, if it's a man. But they always have an agenda, you know. It wasn't until I could look in the mirror and say that I love you. And looking in the mirror and saying I love you, if you've ever tried it, it's harder than it seems. I mean, there's many self-help classes that I'm not the first to come up with that idea by any means. But if, to look directly into your own eyes and say, I love you, that's a challenge. And I'm challenging you to try it. And see how hard it is. Or maybe it'll be easy for you. Maybe you already do it. And if so, bravo. You know, I used to think it was wrong to love yourself, that somehow it was gonna make me a terrible person if I loved myself. But I no longer believe that. That's a belief that has changed for me, and my life has been better because of it. So, words are power. Choose your words wisely. Be mindful of the words that you're saying to yourself, especially the ones that repeat, because the ones that repeat are probably the ones that you've been telling yourself for years. The older you get, I mean, people say, you know, you can't change an old, old people, old dogs. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, you know, when it's because they're ingrained, you know, but that doesn't mean you can't change them, because I have seen them change. Beliefs can change, but it all starts with your thoughts and the words that you say to yourself. So be mindful, tell yourself better things, and you'll have a better reality. You'll have a better life overall. I promise you that. And I will talk to you again tomorrow.